This is the Digitally Rebastard Network.
Greetings, game heads and wow heads. Eli Williams here, and this is Williams on Warcraft. Hey there, wow heads. Welcome to another episode of Williams on Warcraft with me, your host, Eli Williams. And this week, I'm going to look at several of my characters and show you some of my favorite transmogs. I'm going to start off with my main hunter, Night Elf Hunter, Valador. Okay, here we are on Valador, and the transmog that I put on him is, well, he's got a hidden helm, but it's the Ironhide male set, which is it's like in the, I think it's in the low 50s, high 40s, low 50s, like vanilla green BOE. It could cost you a pretty penny in the auction house, or you can go farm it up. It's not easily obtainable like it used to be. But he is the guildmaster of my guild V-Force, and I try to theme everyone in a red and black color scheme. Not easily done with all the different armor classes, but it can be done. Some classes I do not go for the red and black of the ones that are in my guild. But yeah, it's a pretty cool set. I actually really like it. It's a shame that the helm doesn't really go with the whole, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with this set. And it definitely doesn't work with Night Elves because of the whole ears sticking out thing. But I went with the no helm on him because of the cloak that I put on him. If we zoom in here, you can see there's a little green right in there on his cloak. And this cloak matches that pattern on the armor pretty well. And the fact that his hair is the way that it is covers up that green, so I just leave the helm off of him. There's a few different headband helm options that you can do with this, but I leave the helm off of him typically. Just doesn't wear a helm. So now we're going to roll it over to my main paladin. Human Paladin Vorik. And here we are with Vorik. With him, I went with the True Steel plate set. Not the bracers, though. Typically, you really don't have to transmog bracers unless you have the shorter gloves. This is a set that you make in blacksmithing in Warlords of Draenor, but you need to actually rank it up to, I think, level 3 or 4, because you have that, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you have that, like, you can make something, and then you get like some kind of item, and it ranks it up, and then it changes the look, which gave this a kind of gold and silver metallic look, which is really, I thought, Stormwind colors. The cloak that he has on is the Permafrost cape. Recently with Battle for Azeroth, I transmogged his weapons into the 7th Legionnaires Longsword and the 7th Legionnaires Aegis, which works out really well because they have these little gems set into them, which sort of match the gems that are in the armor set, and then you have that sort of yellow, almost holy light power look coming out of the eyes and up to the crest of the helm. And then I went with the Stormwind tabard from, because I have him, Zvorik of Stormwind. I went to the, the thing up there in Ice Crown where you, jousting and all that stuff. I can't think of the name of that either. Everything escapes me right now. The trial, that thing. And I did it up until I got that title, because I wanted that title for him. And so yeah, and then I put the Light of the Earth Warder illusion to give the sword sort of that holy power look. And then I also have, like, if we I put the other sword, which is the 7th Legionnaire's Claymore, which gives, sort of a larger sword from the one that he did have. Really need to clean my bags out. I've got too much stuff from farming in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Gave him a really solid paladin look. Did not go with the red and black. Wanted to give him a very unique and individual look. This is a transmog you don't see a lot of. I don't think a lot of people would take the time to rank that up to like 3 or 4 or whatever it is. You have to get at that look. So now we're going to take a look at my Death Knight, human male Death Knight, Valgaroth. Okay, here is Valgaroth. He has a variation of the Saronite set that you get for doing the Death Knight, the precursor to bringing them out into the world when you first created Death Knight. It isn't really a specific set, like the helm is the Obsidian Great Helm. We got burden shoulder pads, cloak of blade turning, which it's a black and red cloak, as I did go with black and red for this spec. This is actually a unique character because he has a different transmog for each spec. Yeah, Dragonstorm breastplate, callous-hearted gauntlets, girdle of Razuvios, leg plates of sovereignty, spiked titan steel treads. They are all mishmash of, there's a few pieces in there that have to be made from blacksmithing. He is a blacksmith. You have to make them in blacksmithing. There's some pieces that drop from raids, or some pieces that drop from dungeons. You just kind of have to go around and get it. But if you look those up, it will show you where to get those. There are 4 different variations of that Saronite set. This being one of them. The other is when I change him to Frost. Here you see is an icy, like a light blue version of that set. And I got him some swords to match there. Here is the Helm of Diminished Pride. Elevated layer pauldrons. The cloak is a spore-soaked veneer. The chestplate's a chestplate of great aspects. The Rescinding grips for the gloves. Remembrance girdle for the belt. Leg guards of the Apostle for the leggings. And brilliant Titan steel threads for the boots. I believe those all were drops. I don't think any of those were actually created. And then the sword I did was the facelifter, which drops from Icecrown Citadel, which that sword actually has 4 different variations of that as well that drop from that. The sword that I had on the... Oh, I can't think of what the name of it was. I didn't look at it when I was there. Hang on a second. We'll roll this back and I'll look at the sword that he has for... yeah, there we go. That sword was the Warmonger. That's the Warmonger that I put on that, and then I put the Berserking Illusion on that. And then for his Unholy spec, so we've looked at Blood, we've looked at Frost. This is his Unholy spec. Oh yes, the Mograine look is what I went with. This is the Broken Ram Skull Helm, Raging Behemoth shoulder pads, Geddarm's Curious. The cloak is the Great Cloak of the Turned Champion, which you can see right there. I'll pull that sword off. And it even has a V on it, which I thought was kind of cool. And I haven't really played him as Unholy. Flesh-rending gauntlets for the gloves, Belt of Broken Bones for the belt, Scourge Reaver's leg plates, and blood-soaked Saronite stompers, which I believe were crafted, but you can get them to drop. All of this, I think, but the boots drop from Ice Crown Citadel. The sword, the Brutal Gladiator's sword, was a PvP. I had to buy that with honor points. I can tell you this, the belt is the biggest problem to get. It only drops from 2 different places. It drops from, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name, Professor Putricide, and then the dragon, the sleeping dragon boss in Ice Crown, and I can't think of the name of that, which is very difficult to do because you have to heal that dragon. So I actually had some help. I had a few friends do it with me, and then I brought a healer from my other account in there with me to do that. But yeah, this was one of my very, very favorite ones to get for him because it just looks really cool, and it goes well with his mount, which is the Headless Horseman mount. For the longest time, he did have all of this set, but he had the Headless Horseman helm that I decided to go with. That helm, even though it's very tall, but the red and the green, I wish this mist that came off the shoulders was green. It looks kind of weird being blue, but, you know, what are you going to do? So now I'm going to look at, we're going to go over to my main rogue, Vardamus. And here is Vardamus, and Vardamus is obviously wearing the Tier 2 Bloodfang set from Vanilla. All but the pants, which the pants drop from Ragnaros in Molten Core, all drop from Blackwing Lair. However, I did not go with the headpiece because the headpiece just doesn't match. It is not everything. All of this is red and black, but the headpiece is not. But there is a red eye patch, which is the swashbucklers. Boy, I can really get that out. Swashbucklers eye patch, which is it is a BOE. I believe that's a vanilla green BOE. That you can get. I'm sure it's either vanilla or it's Burning Crusade. But yeah, and he is an outlaw, so I went with the Forged Blade with Berserker. He does have daggers. If I switch over to his daggers, well, that is not the dagger that he. Let's see. If I switch him. If I switch the... There we go. The daggers are not... You know what? I don't think I've transmogged them since I've replaced them. So we will just let that go. But I think it's the Black Blade, I think is the one that I transmogged that when he's Assassin or Subtlety. So yeah, it's a very cool set, very, very noticeable set, very much identifiable. Everybody that has a rogue, I'm sure, has ran with this transmog at one time or another. So, now we're going to look at my main Druid, Velradar. And here we are with my Druid, Night Elf Druid, Velradar, who is the brother of Valador. And I did go with his Guardian spec, because this is another one who has a different transmog for each spec. Went with the red and black with him on this one, which is the Gladiator's Dragonhide Helm. It's pretty much that whole set, which I cannot remember which season of PvP that comes from, but I bought it with honor points. So yeah, it's the Gladiator's Dragonhide set that you can buy with honor points, and then the weapon is Tarok's Quill, which is the quest reward from Sethek Halls in Burning Crusades. Now, if I switch him to balance, we get this one. And that is the Tsanga's Helm, Stormrider's Shoulder Wraps, Stormrider's Robes, Stormrider's Gloves. Most of this, there's Stormriders, Gladiator's Dragonhide Leg Guards, Fading Violet Sandals, Belt of the Nightmare. It is all pieces from Cataclysm. It is from the... Wow, I cannot remember what that name of that... I cannot remember anything today. This is absurd. Okay, it is from Firelands. Yes, there we go. Yeah. Mostly drops from Firelands. The belt, I do believe, dropped from the Throne of the Four Winds is where the belt drops. But all the rest of it drops from Firelands, and the staff is the Tower of the Moldering Corpse. And then when we switch him over to... Feral, we get this. I get a, I went with a Darnassus sort of theme here. Got the bird shoulders. This is all Firelands stuff as well. We've got the Hood of Rampant Disdain, shoulder pads of the Forgotten Gate, the cloak. I didn't really do the cloaks on the others, but there's several that you can use with it. Cape of the Three Lanterns. Breastplate of the Incendiary Soul, Gloves of Dissolving Smoke, Riplimb's Lost Collar, Cinderweb Leggings, Sandals of the Leaping Coils. These are all stuff from Firelands as well, and then the Staff of the Lustrous Daybreak Staff. Now, this next one is a little tricky. His Restoration spec. I went with the tabard, the Warden's Tabard from Legion. He's wearing the Windblast Helm, the Fizzy Spalders. The cloak is the Deep Tide Drape. If you look at the cloak there. And the chest piece, the Foul Cadaverous Armor, the Master Brewer's Gloves, Belt of Brazen Inebriation, Leggings of the Empty Throne, and Dashing Strike Treads. These are all dungeon drops, regular and heroic, from Mists of Pandaria. Really difficult to get. I had to run these over and over and over to get this whole set, because there are actually 4 different versions of this armor, 4 different coloration versions of this armor. So you just kind of have to run around and get them all. But you can look those up to see where those drop. And then the Marlock's Staff of Command is the one I went with. And then I have Jade Spirit on that because he is, after all, a healer. So that is pretty much it. I will do this again. If you like this, please leave a comment. Let me know if you like this and you'd like to see more of the transmogs from my characters. I enjoyed doing this. It was something very simple. I didn't have to really go out and do anything. Kind of lazy, I guess, a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But, it's enjoyable. This is one of the things that they added to the game back in Cataclysm that I love. I was not playing during Cataclysm, so when I came back to the game, here was this wonderful thing where you can, well, there's a, yeah, that just happened. But here's this wonderful thing that, that I had, and you can actually match armor instead of walking around looking like a patchwork quilt. So there you go. There's a few of my transmogs. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like I said, leave a comment. I will do this again. You've been watching Williams on Warcraft with me, your host, Eli Williams. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell so you can get information on all the good things coming out of the Digitally Remastered Network. You guys have a great week and have a great day. I will see you next time, and until then, I hope you level up and get lots of gold. See you guys later. Take care. On behalf of the Digitally Remastered Network, I would like to thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell so you can get information on all the good things coming out of the Digitally Remastered Network. You've been watching Williams on Warcraft with me, Eli Williams. Tune in next time, and until then, I hope you level up and get lots of gold.